Good morning and welcome to VSA Couple of 5 Minute Morning Miner. It's Tuesday, the 6th of June. Paul's last morning before he goes off for a little bit of holiday in Dublin. So let's crack on, Paul.
Yes, how about that?
Yeah, I'm not even going to discuss it. Let's start with one that we were pushing quite hard actually in the mid-30s and now in the mid-40s. Cleantech Lithium. They've had a load of uptakes today, Paul.
Yes, they have. Update from Cleantech on three of their different brine projects, just to keep investors informed here. The three basin brine projects there in Chile, Laguna Verde, Francisco Basin, and Yamara. First of all, Laguna Verde, as reported, they have resampled hole 2 during the second quarter, and it's peaked out at 417 milligrams lithium. And new wells 5 and 6 were also completed in the latest quarter. At Francisco Basin, all 3 new wells planned for this year have been completed, and a new JORC resource upgrade is expected in this coming quarter. And at Yamara, the drill hole 1 was drilled to 300 meters depth, but it wasn't quite what from an operational basis what they were looking for, so they've shut that one in and have commenced a second hole fairly nearby, and that one's halfway down to intended target. So making good progress there, but also important to report that mining.com had done an interview with the Chilean mines minister and attempted to clear up the false narrative created by the media that Chile was intending to nationalize operations in Chile, and he made it clear that the only area that they're interested in at the current time of changing terms and arrangements is the Salar de Atacama. Cleantech Lithium does not have any acreage in that basin.
So it's all good news for Cleantech Lithium, and we like it. Yeah, as I said, we've seen a nice little rally since we started really heavily talking about it. But I think there's probably a little bit more to go here, so we'll keep talking about it. Let's move on. One actually, Jubilee Metals. We've talked about it quite a lot in the past, Paul. Leon Kurtzer is the CEO here. Very difficult man to get hold of, but it's actually an exceptionally well-run business, I think.
Yes, that's right. And the Jubilee put out news here, the chrome and PGM producer in South Africa, that they have made newer arrangements on partnership intending to, which will result in expansion of the Inyoni operations for the Jubilee plant. Jubilee estimates it'll cost about $8 million in capex, but it will increase the chrome footprint for that operation by a further 360,000 tons per annum in operating capacity, which should produce about 200,000 tons of chrome concentrate and 10,000 ounces of PGM feed for that plant. So they didn't name who the supplying mine party is, but I would, from the way the press release reads, I think it's one that they already deal with. It's not a new customer.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, the stock, unfortunately, has not been performing particularly. It's actually down 30% or so year to date at 7.4p. As I say, it's a good business. What else can I say? Not else.
I guess what I would say is I think some investors probably have some concerns, and it wasn't mentioned in this press release just how much impairment on operations Jubilee might have at Inyoni and its other operations due to the power difficulties with Eskom.
Yeah, that doesn't help, does it? It's 200 million market cap as well. It's not a small company. Anyway, moving swiftly on. What else would you like to talk about, Paul?
Really important to say that the ASX listed Calidus Resources in their shareholder rights plan raised another Australian 1.75 million to add to the 23 million in their institutional raising that recently completed at 21 cents a share. And those funds will go toward working capital toward the expansion of the Warrawoona Gold project that Calidus has in the Pilbara for both stages 2 and 3. So nice funding upgrade there for Calidus. And also for London quoted Turkey, a gold silver producer, Ariana Resources, they put out their final results for the year, and the pre-tax profit came in at 5 million sterling. So the profit from the prior year from 6.4 million. It came in less 2.7 million than 2021, and in part that was due to part disposal of Turkish interests in the comparative there for the Kızıltepe operation. So bottom line is company still performing pretty well.
Yeah, we also had a bit of news out of Phoenix Copper as well, didn't we? That well, it's quite complicated, this one, that their ammonia thiosulfate metallical leaching tests. Is that right, Paul?
Yes, that's right. But yeah, that's the bottom line, is that's the preliminary results looking really good for using ammonium thiosulfate for its extraction lixiviant for future copper production and gold production. And key point around that is it's a much greener lixiviant alternative than cyanide or sulfuric acid. So they didn't actually disclose the actual recovery results in the press release, so we can expect those in the future days, I'm sure.
Also, just finally, Paul, a little bit of activity at Rainbow Rare Earths, isn't there?
Yes, that's right. Continuing progress from Rainbow here on the Phalaborwa pilot plant. They have started up the front end of the plant, which would be the crushing, conveying, and screening circuit there to the pilot plant retreat the phosphate tailings there at Phalaborwa for rare earths production, and they will start up the back end of the plant here in coming weeks.
Very good, Paul. Enjoy yourself in Dublin, and I'm sure we'll have you back on when you're back.
Yep, I'm back Tuesday next week.
Very good. I will still be doing the 5-minute morning mine as well, whilst you're away, though, Paul.
Okay, very good.